Kootenay Rockies Gran Fondo coming up next month, and we're getting ready. Glen Dobie, how are things going with the organizational part?
Dennis, things are going very well. As of the end of July, we are at 80% full registration. We have a 500 rider cap this year, so we're optimistic we'll hit that by the long weekend in September.
Yeah, I know you want it to grow, but there is only so much room on that course, isn't there, with the North Star Trail and where it narrows out a little bit?
That's true. Our growth has been about 75 cyclists per year, and we've enjoyed that because we've been able to manage it well to provide the same experience. The trail is tight. You can only have 2 cyclists wide, but to date we've had no issues with 400 riders last year, so we're optimistic 500 this year will cycle well.
I'm told some people are going to get very good times this year because they've put the new pavement down on that stretch between Kimberley and Wausau on 95A. Do you think that will happen?
It definitely will happen. I was out there yesterday for the first time, and that pavement is like grease lightning. It's just smooth, sweet riding, and it's about 30 kilometers long. So the medium and grand riders are in for a real treat this year.
In the off season, it's been really interesting to watch because you're getting exposure with international magazines. You've been on television down in Texas. It's catching on.
It certainly is. We're actually quite overwhelmed by the exposure. Last year, John Woodson from Texas, bucket list rider for North America, wrote a fabulous article about our event. It was posted on Racing Post, North American Gran Fondo Guide. Cycling Canada magazine featured us in their May issue. And currently we have 2 more registrations from Switzerland, so we have a bit of an international flair this year.
It's interesting because people that aren't going for time and just go and enjoy the course, it's the scenery they like as much as actually getting out there, pedaling and getting the exercise.
Exactly. As much as we enjoy the strong cyclists, the seasoned cyclists who are there for times, the Piccolo, the small event, which is 58 kilometers, there's a real growth, particularly locally with recreational cyclists. Something we take real pride in at Sunrise Rotary is that we've encouraged a lot of people to use the Piccolo Fondo as a goal setting for a healthier lifestyle. So that growth is really positive.
Volunteers, do you have enough?
We do have enough, but there's always room for a few more. There's lots of different ways we can use their time, their energy. And one of the things we get back from cyclists is how extraordinary our volunteers are in cheering cyclists on and helping them out.
What do you ask from the volunteers? I suppose most of them are needed in traffic and making sure the cyclists are safe when they're out there doing the course.
There's traffic and safety, there's hospitality, aid station support. There's a variety of ways they can help. And we do need volunteers on the Friday, the course setup. That's where we're, say, more challenged for volunteers. So if you're interested, just go to krgf.ca and register as a volunteer.
Between the communities and the beauty along the way, it's interesting to note that a lot of times when the riders get into Kimberley, there's a bit of a celebration in the Platzel.
Absolutely. We're fortunate in conjunction with the City of Kimberley. They close the Platzel down. There's a live music. Riders are announced. I think the best comment we had 2 years ago, a rider came through, he said he felt like he was in the Tour de France. So, and local citizens are now coming out to with lawn chairs on the side, cowbells, cheering cyclists on. So it's a real treat to have that added.
What was your vision when this started, Glenn? I take it you were one of the people that started the Kootenay Rockies Gran Fondo. Is it where you want it to be?
I would say it's actually exceeded where we wanted to be. We wanted to create a real quality event, world class, partly to give cyclists an opportunity to participate in a fondo close to home, but also to help out our local communities, Cranbrook and Kimberley. We're drawing in probably 60 to 70% of our riders now from southern Alberta. They're coming for 2 or 3 days, so it supports our local business and helps advertise from a tourist market idea.
In reality, there's really 2 fondos because you've got the kids' fondo, which goes much earlier, but I suppose it gets the youth involved when they come out and see the older riders. It's something that's going to keep the event driving because you've got the youth coming up.
We do have the kids' fondo, and that was very successful, held in May this year. Interesting, we always do have some young riders who take part in the Piccolo. We had 2 riders last year who rode with their dad, 10 and 11. Young riders are welcome, but they must ride with their parent.
No changes to the route. Start-finish is at St. Eugene's?
Start-finish at St. Eugene's. That's one of the benefits we hear back from cyclists. They can park their bike at the end of the event and enjoy a post-ride buffet.
Very good. You've got an official cycling shirt that you've got for this year. I guess we can unfold that while we're here today.
Yes, these new shirts just designed by Nathan Siemens from Cranbrook, one of our local designers. They were just produced. They're just out. They're available on our website. And if you would like to purchase one of these, you're more than welcome to.
Tip of the hat for what you're doing and to your entire group. It's going to be a fun day in September real soon. 9th, right?
September 9th, and we're certainly looking forward to the 5th annual.
Glen Dobie working real hard with this one again. It's the Kootenay Rockies Gran Fondo coming up next month.